Why do couples break up after the baby? How is it that two people that liked and loved each other enough to the point where they were willing?
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about why so many couples break up after having a baby. Having a child is supposed to bring people close together, right? But for a lot of couples, it actually does the opposite. Suddenly, what seemed like a solid relationship start falling apart, and before you know it, people are going through separate ways. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe because we talk about real relationship issues. So I'll put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my truth.
Why do couples break up after the baby? How is it that two people that liked and loved each other enough to the point where they were willing to have a child together all of a sudden fall out of love or grow apart once the baby comes? To me, there's a multitude of reasons why people can break up after the baby comes, but there's two main ones that stand out to me. The first reason, I've seen another lady speak on this already, is postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is a monster, and that girl that you fell in love with, that you decided to have children with, she's not going to be there for a minute. The only way you make it through that is just by being supportive to your wife, doing whatever she needs you to do. She's going through something that she can't even explain. Her body's going through so many changes, she doesn't even recognize herself. She's not being lazy. She's literally fighting for her sanity in her life during that moment. So you really just have to be supportive as the husband or the boyfriend. But what happens is a lot of men are just fucking selfish. They're not trying to understand what's going on with her. They're not being supportive. They're only concerned about their needs that aren't being met. So what do? They go out and cheat. And that's the beginning of the end of that relationship. The other way is just as common, and people don't even realize what's happening until it's too late. And that's just simply getting caught up in the rat race of life. Once you have children, your children become the center of your lives and everything revolves around them. And what happens in a lot of cases is you simply just forget about your partner. You don't spend any time with them. A lot of adults spend more time outside of their home with other people than they do with their own families. Most parents have a similar routine if they're working parents. You get up in the morning, you get ready for work, get the kids ready for school. Y'all go off to work in school. You come home, you do whatever you have to do for the kids in the home. And then by the time all of that is done, it's time for bed. If you're not prioritizing at some point during that day time to spend with your partner, your spouse, your husband or wife, eventually the two of you will grow apart. We have to have the ability to take care of everything that we need to take care of for our children, all while still prioritizing our spouse. Because eventually you will start feeling like something is missing in the relationship and your partner is not providing it for you. And without you even realizing it, you're going to start seeking those things out in other people. You have to continue to actively date your partner once you have kids.
Listen, sis, I'm talking to the girls. Listen, this is another perspective of why you should not do marriage shit before marriage. I'll speak specifically on having a baby first. When you choose to have a baby with a man, with a guy, and you are not married, he has not asked for your hand in marriage, you may love each other. Absolutely. I'm not even speaking that you don't love each other. You can love each other. You can want to be with each other. But when he has not made the decision yet that you are his lifelong partner, you are the person that he wholeheartedly wants to settle down with, wants to go the extra mile with, wants to do the work with, wants to put all of his pride aside for, and like do what needs to be done for the sake of just the two of you, for the sake of your union, nothing else, no kids, no not, like just for the sake of he just loves you that damn much that he can't do without you, and that you are worth going through the ins and out for. If a man has not made that commitment to you, to himself about you, having a baby is detrimental.
If you are thinking about having a kid, I need you to stop for a moment and listen up to me. Is the man that you're thinking about having a kid with, does he want to be a father, a man of the house, or does he just want you to be a wife and pop a baby? Because there's a huge difference, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of women ask themselves why relationships fail after they have a kid. And it's because the man never wanted to be a father. They just wanted you to carry the child, have the baby, be a housewife, but they continue to live their life as if nothing changed, when a lot indeed did change.
Like you said, these situations or certain situations expose where your values and your morals lie. And it's those situations where people realize that their values and morals don't align with the person that they're with. That's why I feel like you see so many people, once they have kids, they end up breaking up shortly after, because I feel like those kids expose that your morals and values aren't aligned.
Don't match
Especially
up.
when you get to starting how you want to raise your kids, your thoughts on different, like, it exposes so much. I ain't got no kids, but a lot of people I talk to that have kids say it exposes a lot about themselves.
It does.
So that's a video, guys. So I'm just also here to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. Why some couples break up after having a baby. So one of the biggest reasons couples struggle after having a baby is that relationship changes instantly. One day you're just a couple going on dates, sleeping in, having time to focus on each other. The next you're responsible for a tiny human who needs constant attention. People expect that change, but feeling it's a whole different thing. The late night feeding, the crying, the exhaustion, it so adds up. Suddenly, there's no time for romance, no energy for deep conversations, and definitely no more spontaneous weekend getaway. And let's be real, when you're running on 2 hours of sleep, it's easy to start resetting each other instead of working as a team. If you're a parent, what was the biggest shift in your relationship after having a baby? Let me know in the comment section. Another huge reason couple break up after a baby, the workload is not always split equally. Even when the both parents love their child, one person often ends up doing way more. Maybe one partner is waking up with the baby every night while the other sleeps, or one is constantly changing diapers and managing feeding while the other just helps out when it's convenient. And let's be honest, most of the time it's the mom who ends up carrying the emotional and physical load when they both parents work. The imbalance creates serious tension. At first it's small, maybe an argument here and there, but over time it builds up. One person starts feeling unappreciated, the other feeling like they can't do anything right, and suddenly you're living with a co-parent instead of a partner. It's kind of like group project in school. There is always that one person doing all the work while the other ones are just supervisors. And trust me, nobody likes the supervisors. Let's talk about intimacy. Because for a lot of couples, it basically disappears after a baby, and it makes sense. When you're exhausted, stressed, and covered in a baby split up, romance is the last thing on your mind. But here's where it gets tricky. If intimacy, physical, and emotional get put on hold for long, it can create distance. One person might feel rejected, the other may feel pressured, and instead of talking about it, people start shutting down. And that's when people start feeling more like roommates and partners. The connection fades, okay, and more, and before you know it, one or both people start wondering, are we even in love anymore? Do you think lack of intimacy is one of the biggest reasons relationship killers? Drop a comment below. Another major reason relationship crumble after a baby, parenting differences. Before having a kid, it's easy to think you're on the way or on the same page. You might both agree on things in theory like discipline, routines, or screen time. But when the baby actually arrives, that's when the real difference shows up. Maybe one parent is super strict and the other is more relaxed. One wants to sleep train, while the other one wants to co-sleep. One thinks it's okay to let the baby cry it out, and the other can't stand. When those disagreements keep happening, it stops being about parenting and start feeling personal. Instead of working together, couples start blaming each other. Resentment builds and eventually starts feeling like you are fighting all the time. It's like you're playing a video game on a team, but one person keeps ignoring the strategy and doing their own things. Frustrating, right? Now imagine that, but with an actual child involved. So why do so many couples break up after a baby? It's a mix of exhaustion, stress, resentment, and feeling disconnected. The good news, it doesn't have to end that way. The couples will make it work. They communicate, they support each other, and they remember that they are a team and not enemies. If you made this far, comment parenting is teamwork. So I know you're still with me. And if you have any thoughts, experiences, or advice, drop it in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you'll be notified. So if you ever experience like leaving each other after a baby, because a lot of a lot of women will hear that no, we are not together with the baby dad most of the stories. So it's good to know today what are the reasons why people are not living with their baby daddies, or why people are just baby mamas, because number of baby mamas has just increased. So you guys, I just want to appreciate you for coming to watch my videos and be always loyal to me. So you guys, I just want to say thank you. All I can say for now is bye bye.